Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. We got a few things to talk about, and I cannot figure out this mic because it seems to that he wants to be an absolute cluster. So that's why I'm having a little bit of a delay. Anyway, well, looks like I'm gonna have to take this apart and then try and do it all over again. So whoop-de-doo, isn't it? But make sure you like, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, all the good stuff. I need a new mic. No, I'm not. I have to adjust it a little bit. Anyways, hopefully you lot can clearly hear me. Big up to everyone that's actually in the building. There's quite a few comments. Big up, Cass. Love you, bro. And transfer news concerning United, bro. We all seen it. Won a lot. Yeah, big up yourself, Israel, man. He says we need to speak about Mazarawi, bro. Man United's his best guy. Yeah, we could talk all about that. Which numbers, which centre mid you want for Amorim's system? You saw Mount is back. I saw that. Yeah, this. No, let me start that comment and we'll go back to that. Big up, Twisted Fate. If Hoyland gets criticism, then Zirkzee deserves it as well. Yeah, but come on, really? Like we're gonna talk on the Zirkzee stuff, Twisted. To be fair, like you don't just because it's happened to one by a group doesn't mean it deserves to be happened by another. You know, it's. Do you get what I mean? Like you can't just have both, in my opinion. And we'll talk about the Zirkzee stuff because we got a few things to talk about, anyways. But we got I Am Legend says Hoyland will probably improve to more proper build-up play rather than always looking out wide to Garnacho or Rashford. We can talk about that as well. Of course, it's all to do with the interviews. It's all to do with obviously him coming in. He's got a game tonight, which I'm pretty sure thousands, hundreds of thousands of Man United fans going to watch, and everyone else. What's the news on the stadium? We'll go through that. I'm going to share the screen and then we can read it together. and whatnot. So don't worry about that. Yeah, what are you? Yeah, I'm late. I'm late. My bad. It's just there's my mic. It's my mic, bro. Like literally, it's wobbling. I'm trying to make sure it's settled. So I've got another three of them, anyways. But it's just I can't be bothered to keep changing. So it's just yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it sorted. Hopefully, I'm not too loud either. Let me put this away from my mouth. If I'm more here, then it's obviously more clear. But if it's more away, it might sound like there's more of an echo. But I'll keep it there, anyways. Big up Lego as well. Usman saying rude out. Well, he's going out. Big up Abs says Hoyland, Rashford have 14 shots combined in the league this season. Garnacho. There's a big task. We talked about it yesterday about Amorim getting the best out of his attack, doing what he needs to do. Hopefully, there's like it steers us in the right direction with the system and everything else. So there's a lot. There's a lot, right? Like no doubt about that. Um, Big up Solomon. He's an only cast member as well. So if anyone was to become a member and support, then big up PSLs. It would be very nice, of course, because I'm trying to get somewhere just as much as the next person in the world. Big up Paddy in the building, Peter as well. If Hoyland season Zirkzee ain't even played 10 league games yet, we'll dive all into that. We'll dive all into that. Games to Zirk's only here for a few months. Hoyland's been almost a year. Look, all we can big up Dan as well in the building as well, man. As always, make sure. Look, what I liked on I like target today. I think big up all the hooks raiders as well. By the way, I think that the like total maybe can we get to 100 today? If we can get to 100, that would be great before the end of this show. So big up for anyone that can do that as well. But there's lots to talk about. There's a stadium delay by another year of planning, which isn't the worst thing in the world. We all want shiny new toys. Don't get me wrong. Do you know what I mean? So don't worry about that. I think patience is needed on something like that because there's been a poll, there's been all the season ticket holders as well. Like they've been quoted. We'll go through everything we possibly can to make sure. Do you know what I mean? So we'll go all through that. I need to send some people some invitations as well. Where's Jay? Not for this show. Don't worry about that. So just bear with me on that part. But yeah. And then obviously what Amram's talking about. Obviously, he had a 5-minute interview with TNT yesterday. But I'm gonna break it down into short. There was no like it was a long interview, but it was mix and match. But you know, it's funny. And you know what? We're gonna talk about one of them reporters. I mean, I think his name's Gary Cotterill. What an absolute flipping embarrassment. What an absolute chump. Did you see the way he was? I can't, you know what? Sometimes I'm so flabbergasted at some of this stuff. Like he done this to Ten Hag, when he first got appointed. If you don't remember, about 2 and a little bit years ago, he was a reporter. Ten Hag had his guy, his driver, bodyguard, however you want to label it, right? He had that. Do you remember? And then he was trying. It was all the clips are flying around Twitter at the moment. So yeah, it's funny that, but he's an absolute flipping embarrassment. on my life, he's an embarrassment. I couldn't believe when I saw that. I was like, you got to be shitting me. So I was anyway. I think his name's Gary Cotter. Who works for Sky Sports. What an absolute embarrassment. He's chasing Ten Hag. He's gone to Portugal, yeah, and demanded in Portugal while he's talking in Portuguese to all everyone else, and they got of course, they got the they got obviously the priority, right? And he says, "Can we get an answer in English? Like, what about the thousands of Man United fans in the world? Like, I think they wouldn't want to know." I'm thinking, like, all the Man United fans going to be tuning into the game to watch you because you're on a new gaff and all this kind of stuff. I'm thinking, you do not speak for us. There is something called being a human being, right? A human being. Talk to him with some respect. Give him some questions. And even if it's translated back, not in English, even if it's Portuguese and he's getting translated back to English, then so be it. Because we're gonna get the subtitles anyways. We're gonna understand it either way. I like the way that Amorim handled him like a pro. By the way, very, very good against the media. And you know what he did? He's composed and he's smiling. See, that's what you call someone that has got a bit of aura about them when it comes to the interviews anyway. For some idiots like that, you know who's great at doing that? Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is one of the best at handling media just like that. By the way, you know, with his little sarcasms and whatnot. And I couldn't believe it. It's just like you could have asked him nicely, maybe. You know, did you know what I mean? Like you could have asked him nicely. If you asked him nicely, he's like, "Do you mind if we get an answer like in English, if you don't mind?" But the way he said it was very demanding, and I'm thinking, nah, you can't let him chat to you like that. You know, even me, I'd be even for me, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to you back in another language just to annoy you because I don't like the way you asked me. I think he's a dickhead, simple prick, one absolute prick. That's what he is, an absolute embarrassment. I couldn't believe when I watched it. Like you know, it's like watching X Factor sometimes. Yeah, back in the day. You know, when you watch X Factor or Britain's Got Talent, but especially X Factor because they're singing and you got all the contestants coming out and you don't know what to expect and they can't sing, but you feel that secondhand embarrassment. That's how I felt. I felt embarrassed. Like I was thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this. I can't believe it. How I don't that was just I'm just thinking, you absolute knobhead. You're not even a United fan. You know what I mean? Like you can handle that with way more care. He just didn't do it, and I just thought it was horrible. And you know what? There's another horrible dickhead along them. His name's Neil Custis. Guess where he's from? The Sun. And we'll talk about with Zirkzee. But Amorim obviously spoke on basically today's game that he's going to play up against Manchester City, which we'll go dive into later on. And they were a foul. I'm pretty sure we can get a good basis of what we're going to see, like more in full against like obviously a higher quality team in Manchester City. So we get to see the ins and outs of different bits and bobs. Oh my days! Did you just say that name? And can I show that? Let me see if I can. Wait, did that? Hopefully I can. Oh, it did show up. Lego. Oh my God. I don't know how to spell his name. How do you spell his name quickly? Is that how you spell his name? Yeah. Embarrassing. There we go. There we go. Boom. Big up Envy in the building. English media always try to go for the throat of anything related to United. Anytime. It's only Manchester United, you know. Like, I don't see this happening with any other managers. No joke. Unless it goes through one ear and out the other for me, or maybe I'm just too focused I've got United tinted glasses on or whatever. But I just don't see this happening with anyone else but United. English media, as soon as you're United manager, that's it. This is it. This is the difference between Man United and all your other clubs. I'm not like, no offense. The size difference and the attention difference is on another scale when it comes to this club. You know, we are hated, adored, but never ignored. Do you get it? That's why we got that. That's why we got that whole slogan. Yeah. But yeah, moving on. Obviously, Amorim was speaking on the game, and it's true though. The thing is, it was like there's obviously been YouTubers and stuff like that, and they're calling him like the next Sir Alex, etc., etc. And he even said it himself, like if he wins, they're gonna call him the next Sir Alex, and it's just no winning with this. So the English media, he's already kind of targeting the English media of what they're saying, what they're gonna say pre-hand, so they can't even use that line no more. The new Sir Alex, you know how crazy that is. Do you know how crazy that is? It's just they will like if they beat Man City, he says Man United will think I am the new Sir Alex Ferguson if we beat Manchester City. So he's already got this pre-plan, which I think is quite smart. For me, it's very smart, anyways. So then that means that's a little bit of a deflection away. We'll get carried away. Don't get me wrong. I'll be a part of it. I'll be a part of it. And you know how shameless I can get. I don't give a toss. For me, I'll be like, yeah, you know what? You beat Man City, you beat Pep Guardiola as technically as Manchester United manager incoming. He's got one over you. You know what I'm saying? This season, I'm gonna count that as one. But if not, then obviously you can play different. You can go different ways, different parts. You know, apparently Haaland got injured in training as well, so he might not even feature. But we'll see what happens there. But he had some other comments as well during the interview as well. He said pretty much straightforward. He says it's been a difficult week for him. It's been the worst and best of my life. Difficult because I'm leaving a place I love, but I'm joining one of the best clubs in the world. And then he was talking about he knows he's going into like a Manchester United team. There's a lot of work to do. He said there are the best coaches and the best teams in England. It will be a different world, but I need it as a coach. So he's very, very ambitious. And he says, I chose Manchester United. It's my club. Getting giddy, man. It's like a bad bee in front of you getting naked for the first time. Do you know what I'm saying? And you've been wanting that. No, sorry, people. Sorry, people. Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you know what I mean? it's like it's getting me flustered. It's getting me gassed. Do you know what I mean? Crazy how another man can do that. Pause. I don't give a crap if you don't want to clip that and send that. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy how another man's words of your club that it's because you love that club. It's because you love that club. Yeah. It's because you love it. And then you got another man saying the right things and you're getting gassed. You know how insane that is? Because I know, yeah, when you lot are reading that stuff for your clubs, you lot get gassed. Yeah. You lot get gassed. They got you grinning teeth, all sorts. Like my man said. Yeah, man, come on. Come on, don't deny it to yourselves. Another man's got you lot smiling at 1.2. Yeah. Come on, man. Cheeky. Do you know what I'm saying? You get you smiling. Look, I'm getting you lot smiling right now. My club. My club. But anyways, obviously is another new manager, etc., etc. And then obviously he says his relationship. You know, the Hugo Viana who will be joining Manchester City. That's funny how they're both getting split up to both different Manchester clubs. He said that we will be friends until the end, but I've chosen my path. I've chosen United. Man City's his club. I hope to help Man United improve, and he will do the same even if it's difficult to improve Man City. I made my choice. And it's Man United, and then yeah, and there's of course going to be loads of different speculations of transfers and stuff, which we're also going to talk about a little bit as well. You know, there's loads of links to Gyökeres. Depending on the end of the season, you could probably well see that being a transfer. We're seeing Kvaratskhelia as well. Obviously, because his contract talks is pretty much up for grabs. But if you don't have Champions League football, it might be a little bit difficult to get someone like Kvaratskhelia. Like, you know what Napoli are like, and trying to deal with them, it's impossible. You know, them high price tags is probably something United need to wave away from, in my opinion. It's not the one. So I personally wouldn't. Tickets for Sporting's game against Braga, Ruben Amorim's last game sold out in a minute. That was all done. So yeah, man, at the end of the day, he's accepting the role and the responsibilities, and he knows that United is not going to be an easy task, but he's very ambitious. And if he's going to be the one with Ineos to revive the sleeping giant, then of course, you're going to be remembered more than anyone else, pretty much, because we've been in the pits for so long. It's crazy. Man said, Cascription, you are absolutely insane. You're insane for that. Make sure you keep smashing the likes, people, as well. 35 likes. We could definitely raise this to 100 likes, just like that. You all got. I'm pretty sure all of you have got accounts. So even if it's on your TV or your phone device, or even better, to be fair, because TVs you have to do a madness just to get to the like button. But I'm just saying, with your TV, your desktops or your phones, I'm pretty sure you can smash the likes, and it does wonders. You know, you could find me my next subscriber. You might be the next subscriber as well. So big up to anyone that hasn't liked. So, but big up to yourselves if you're gonna go do so. But yeah, so Ruben Amorim's got Sporting Lisbon tonight, so we can see again a little bit better. And then, but you know what? as much as Amorim's spoken about stuff, and we're going to wait for him to come and join on Monday, we could talk about systems, we could talk about players, we're talking about players anyways, because we're talking about the stadium part at the very end. This is where, for me, it's just disgusting. For me, it's more than disgusting. I know Zirkzee hasn't exactly been the greatest, right? I understand he hasn't. But for me, it's the criticisms. This is what I mean about United fans. No, you know what? It's all fans at this. It's all fans. Because it's like, everyone's out with their pitchforks ready to literally like bash a player that's not even coming for big money, right? He's settling in England. He's come from Italy, a different league. Yes, he has to change his ways of wanting to play. Yes, he has to change maybe his physique and, you know, his mindset to make sure he can get going again. But remember, this guy's young, you know, like he's for a striker anyways, like he's a good 22, 20. What is he, about 23 years old for a striker? Zirkzee, let me check how old he is. He's got to be about 23, right? He's 24 next year. It's his first year in the Premier League, and he was under a crap manager, right? That can't get us goals. There was no system that could get us goals. He's got a few assists, right? But what do you expect? Fans did it with Højlund in his first season. You know, the pitchforks can come out for Højlund a little bit this year. But again, at the same time, because he's had more time to adapt. But it doesn't mean you go out and start slapping players and trying to, you know, criticize them at any given opportunity. Just because it happened with one player doesn't mean you say, okay, then it's fair to do another player. That means you're part of that crew. Like, where's the adaptation period? You know how boring it is? I think it's insane. And then obviously you've got stupid dickheads over at the Sun, no shock, yeah? And he says, sack Man United boss Ten Hag didn't want to sign 36.5 million flop Zirkzee and fumed at striker for being a stone overweight. Is that it? You signed him in the summer and he's a stone overweight? No shit. You know how easy as a footballer to lose a stone, if that's the case. He's just made that up. He's absolutely made up and it's disgusting. I don't like none of that crap. He's only just got here. Yeah, he's not even had like a good run of games. We don't even know if we can find a good enough system for him. None of our players have been good. If we want to keep it a buck, Ahmad, as much as we like Ahmad, in some performances, Ahmad hasn't been top shit or hot shit. Garnacho gets us goals, but his IQ levels are crap. Not getting the best out of him because I think there's probably another level to go up with him. Rashford hasn't been any good. Højlund and Zirkzee not been any good. Mason Mount's injured all the time. Bruno's got his first goal against Leicester in how long? Like, he's been crap. All of our attackers have been crap. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's been nothing good going on for United in the attacking phase. There's no pattern to play. There's nothing to recognize. They're not playing to his strengths. So why are we getting on to him already? Like, what is this? I don't condone it. Like, it's not like Garnacho has been here for a good couple of seasons or so now. He's 19 going on 20. Maybe he's even 20 as we speak, right? I hear the criticism for Garnacho and he's annoying me. And you know what? I'm not sold by it, but we can at this point, we cannot be sold by Garnacho as our future on the left wing. But maybe we can get the best out of him. Obviously, when Amorim comes, maybe we'll see. Anyways, on paper, it doesn't make sense, but he's still a teenager at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna. Don't get me wrong. I cuss him out. We all cuss him out. He frustrates me. You can tell if a player is good or not good enough. But sometimes, what's happened to letting a player land and seeing if they can develop, especially with everything new coming in, give him a chance. Give Zirkzee a chance. Give Højlund a chance. You know what? To some degree, give Rashford a chance. Again, you know, it might work. Garnacho a chance. Everyone should get a fresh slate. I know Yamal, you're saying Yamal's a teenager, but that doesn't matter. Yamal's looking generational. Yeah? Yamal's much better than most of these players. There's not many Yamals out there. Where else are you going to get a Yamal? Let me know, because you're not going to get one. If you're going to tell me a player, it's probably someone that's got potential. When it comes to strikers or 10s or whatever positions, what happened to letting one land? Patrice Evra came in January, right? And this is one of our former players, if you don't remember. He came in January. He was horrendous. He was ready to leave. He said it on multiple podcasts and whatnot. And then before you know it, he adapted and he changed. Vidic. Do you remember Vidic in his first season? Not 08, not 07. The little cameos. Horrendous. Again, had to change. The thing is, you got to let people adapt when you get to a new club. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. The fundamentals ain't been great, but everything that we know about Zirkzee in terms of fundamentals that we've seen in clips, we've been told by other players and whatnot, they're not there at the moment. You can tell a lot of these players are on low confidence and they're trying to build something. You come on for like what? Pity minutes, right? And then what? Didn't really get given a chance to really do nothing. He's in an intense game that's going back and forth and back and forth. But I'm just saying, like, if he's not good enough by the following season, or he doesn't fit into the manager's plans, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Fair enough. But let them have a chance, because every time we get a new player and he doesn't land straight away, the critiques are out straight up. And I don't think that's fair for every single player that comes in, whether you like him or not. We know by now, Anthony's had 2 seasons. The guy's crap. Simply like that. He might have a role, maybe. Who knows if he has a role in this United team? But we know for the price that we got him for in 80 million, obviously he's not getting no add-ons because we suck. He's not good enough. You know, that's a fair judgment. He's not there. He's not suited to this league. He's not good enough. But at the same time, the systems that we provided in the attacking phase have not suited none of these players. Do you know what I mean? That's why I say, like, be easy. Be easy. It's been 3 months. It's been 3 months. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember anyone hyping Zirkzee, by the way. I just remember some players people getting gassed because he was a bit of a street baller. But even then, just, like the Premier League's it's a different place. For me, it's a lot of a different place anyways. Like, it's intense. You've got to adapt to it. And I'm pretty sure with a new fitness coach that's come in, with the new coaches that are coming in with Amorim and the sports scientist and the nutritionist and all this stuff that he wants to have for him, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of changes that come United's way, especially for the players. So again, just allow them, you know what I mean? Allow them to have a little bit of leeway. Because if it was you, I'm pretty sure you'd be pissed off. And if you come from another country, different, different culture, different environment, some players just take more time than others. Some land quicker than others. But yeah, but Neil Custis went beyond. He's an absolute disgrace of a journalist. And this is why the Sun is the Sun and why nobody, I can't believe I'm actually sitting there reading this, because why didn't this come out at the start when he bought him? I don't remember all of that. I don't remember none of that. But anyways, Neil Custis, an absolute dickhead, an absolute wanker. I don't like him. Let me read some of your comments. Make sure you keep smashing the likes, people, by the way. I'm sick and tired of it. Repeat, I hope Amorim knows the players he doesn't need. I'm pretty sure he has a pretty good idea. Then let me keep going. Compare the striker to the 4th choice from the early 2000s and late 90s. How many second chances Rashford had? Nah, I hear it. But if he fits, Rashford's been, unfortunately with Rashford, he's been the subject of poor coaching since Louis van Gaal left the club. Jose Mourinho was never going to develop him. Oli was never going to develop him, clearly. He was the one that broke his back, to be fair. He ruined him. If we're keeping it buck, Ten Hag never developed him. He had a good season under him, but again, overused him, overplayed. He had a decent system because obviously he's a bit more of a net negative player and you need him to be the outlet. But then again, you can tell that when it comes to actual coaching going further forward, he wasn't it. But now this is the product of this is a Man United product of bad coaching in the last decade, right? So he hasn't developed. But I would say why I'm saying chance Rashford and anybody else, because he might suit what Amorim plays and it might work. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying give it a few months to see if he adapts to it. I'm not saying Rashford should stay at the club by any means, but you got to wait and see. There's patience. There's no such thing as patience. People think that football's fast food. It's McDonald's. You got to have something quick time. Kill says a fully cooked KG. Now it's time to go backwards in the dictionary for Cass. What do you mean by in the backwards in the dictionary for Cass? I don't understand that. Rashford has been rubbish, but Chelsea actually did really good and tracked back. Hopefully, he keeps going. I don't think there's a couple of games where he's been hooked where I thought, you know what, his performance is warranted to stay on the pitch more than the Garnacho. In what world did we think Garnacho was going to get us a winner? Fitness is United's biggest issue. Look at Zirkzee, the state of them. I agree with Jack. Jack, I agree with you. Fitness is a big issue. And in intensity, this is definite 100 million %, Jack. They can do much better. Maybe they're depressed from 10 arcs, so it could change around quicker than most. I agree. Alphabetical. What alphabetical? I don't know what you mean by cooking me. What you're gonna do like a word for K, A, and S? Rashford tracked back because he was auditioning for Amorim. When it matters, he'll keep tracking back game in, game out. Well, I'm not too sure, man. Let's keep going. What else you lot saying? Garnacho has been overhyped by the fan base. The level is not good. He's been living off that overhead kick goal. Yeah, he's definitely I think he's definitely living off some goals and not enough performances, I don't think he warrants a place to start for me. He's infuriating. I've seen this as well. Alvaro Fernandez could be brought back because Amorim loves him. I've seen something along them lines with Alvaro Fernandez. I'm not too sure if he'd get used more of as a left wing back or wing back, however you want to label it, or more of a back three centre back. I don't know what really lies with him. He's more of an all rounder, so he could be used in maybe multiple positions. I was going to talk about that, but I reckon United need a fix now, and United probably need 2 new wing backs. And if you're going to go get yourself a cheap option in there in January, anyways, because you need it, because you've got no other choice, because you can't rely on Luke Shaw to do that role. You don't even know if Malacia can do that role. Then you need someone that's going to go over there that's actually left footed. So maybe that's the one. Maybe he's an option, 16 point, what is it, 7 million, something along them lines. So Alvaro Fernandez, I mean, watch their space. It just might be because he's the cheapest of the bunch for the time being. So yeah. But yeah, on the United, on the stadium, I'm reading it right now. Let me share my screen. If I can share my screen. How do you share the screen? This is what it says. All right, cool. Right. Can you lot see that? You lot can. Let me zoom in. I don't know what the hell this is stuff over here. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, anyways, this is on the stadium developments, etc., etc. So we're gonna have to go through that. What do you lot think about that anyways? I'm trying to read some of your comments. Yeah, I saw the Kirkhead stuff as well. Also, this is what I thought I'd say. Man United have revealed this isn't on the article, but according to United, I think it said MU, so I'm gonna guess that's the source. Man United have revealed what 50,000 season ticket holders, United members, exec members voted for in an Old Trafford fan consultation survey in September. 52% said new build stadium. 31% said OT redevelopment, and unsure said 17%. So that's that. So, but if we go into this article, it says Man United have put back a final decision on stadium development until next summer. Delivery of a new 100,000 capacity stadium as the centerpiece of a huge regeneration project would be boosted if United could secure additional land around their existing Old Trafford home. Co-owners Ratcliffe and the Dickheads, the Dickhead family, are being urged by Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force, headed by Lord Coe, to be as bold and brave as possible by maximizing the potential impact of any stadium redevelopment. Yada yada yada. The survey, it says a redeveloped Old Trafford is the preference of 31% of fans, and with 70% to be unsure, which I said as well, which is on the as well. He says for the new build option, unlocking its full potential, making its catalyst of the biggest regeneration projects the country has seen, would ideally require land adjacent to Old Trafford. And there's a little video of this anyways. I'm pretty sure some of you might have seen this before, but that's where it would be. But it would be, that's pretty much the whole regeneration of Trafford. They're pretty much saying that whole space, this whole space here. So yeah. They're saying that United will fund stadium development themselves. He said there's an expectation that the city's civic leaders will have greater clarity by then over last week's budget, what will mean for Greater Manchester in terms of capital infrastructure investment, yada, yada, yada. But clearly, if we keep scrolling it down, it says, yet final decision on new stadium versus redevelopment Old Trafford has been pushed back to next summer. So realistically, really and truly, if we keep going through all of that, they can't make their minds up. It's plain and simple. They can't make their minds up. They're going to wait till next year. I'm pretty sure they need to focus on other little things, bits and bobs, and then come up with a solution of what's going to be it. Well, I'm not too sure who's paying for it, but if it's I think United's whole idea is, for me anyways, but United's whole idea is because it's going to be massive, like a massive income of money for the city itself, because you're developing Trafford, and of course you're going to have new builds. You have people moving into the area. There's going to be like new infrastructure, probably new businesses. It brings a lot of money to the city. So I'm pretty sure the city will look at funding it somehow. And of course, it will be a big economic boost for the UK itself. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know how much it will cost. I'm pretty sure United will put whatever money they need to into it. But at the same time, it can definitely be funded as well by it. I'm not exactly too sure by how or what. But there's all different rumors of how it's going to be funded. It's not like United can't pay. It's not like Ineos can't pay if they wanted to, because they can. But what's the best situation for pretty much all parties where you probably can lower the costs as much as possible? It's got to cost a couple billion to do, no matter what. It's a joint money laundering operation for club and government. Then run it up. Run it up. My opinion, as wealthy as Ineos are, they should not fully finance the stadium single-handedly. The country or city should pay up as well. I'm not too sure. Well, we're going to have to see, isn't it? Like, at the end of the day, we're going to have to see what the developments are and how it should be done. I mean, I don't think Ineos should fund the whole thing because Glazers are still there. They're still there. Do you know what I mean? It's not 100% Sir Jim Ratcliffe's club. Unless it was 100% his club, then it's a different situation. Ineos wants the government to invest in public infrastructure around the stadium, roads, etc. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would. I'm not too sure if the government's already rejected the proposal, but remember, like, again, these sort of conversations are going to take a long time. Like, we're not going to. I don't think we're not going to see a Manchester United stadium till about 2028, 29, maybe even 30. It could take a good few years. It's going to take a good few years to build or redevelop. So it's a long time, anyways. You can pay off yearly by selling the stadium name rights. That's a huge deal. Yeah, it is a huge deal. A little bit like Tottenham Stadium. So there's a lot of different ways. I'm not all clued up on business and the way it's going to go, but we're not going to get a stadium anytime soon, right? Well, not for an extra year added onto whatever time it was going to take to build. Regardless, I think they're going to build a new stadium. I do reckon, in my opinion, Old Trafford's not going to get redeveloped. Too tight of space. If you lot have ever been Old Trafford, then you know why. But if not, it's because you've got one side, you've got a rail line, which is very close. And then the other side, you've got a canal, which is also very close, you know? And then you go backwards even, and it's the car park. And you go further back on the other side, is obviously where, you know, you've got the team coaches coming in and the other sorts of car parks. So it's just like, there's not really enough space to really put Old Trafford, like, or redevelop it. It's going to, even on just building it itself, it would be difficult with space alone. So yeah, they're going to probably, I reckon they end up making a new stadium. 2034, maybe. We'll see how it goes. And if it's in another 10 years, it's another 10 years. But they're probably going to have to regenerate Old Trafford little by little for the time being. Because, you know, well, you don't want it to collapse now. So, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. But anyways, this is going to go over to Never a Foul. If you've never been to know Never a Foul, it's a multi-club channel. If you lot all subscribers already there, then great. So once we go there, we're going to talk about little different things. Obviously, Champions League's coming up. So, yeah, if you lot want to go over there should be a redirect going there as we speak. Let me set that up right now. We should be live a little bit later on, potentially. I'm not going to lie. I'm quite ill. So, I'm not actually feeling too well. And I'm trying to, what's it called? I'm just managing. My head is pounding since the other day even. So, it's a bit crap. Smash the likes before you leave the stream as well. You'll be very much obliged. Can we get to at least another 5 likes? Would be sick. And then, yeah, we'll be over there. It might not start straight away, but if you don't want to go over there and smash the likes early, even better. Don't be lazy. And then I'll try to find a little outro and intro for this because I'm not using that StreamYard 30-second countdown thing. It's garbage. Yeah, it looks shit. But yeah, in a bit, and we'll be there live in the next 10 minutes probably.